So remember when Amazon and Book Depository put out placeholder dates for an August 2020 release date for the third Kingkiller Chronicle book, The Doors of Stone?
What is this? Are you trying to trick me?
Article after clickbait article ate this up, and news began to spread throughout the fantasy community. I got a lot of comments on my videos from people who truly believed that the book would release then. And now the same thing is happening again. There's a new date floating around of a July 8th, 2021 release.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me!
So where are the rumors coming from, and do they carry any weight? Short answer, no. 3 years ago, a Redditor discovered a pre-order date for the book on Amazon, saying it was scheduled for July 2021. More recently, Stanford Arts Review reported this year that The Doors of Stone was confirmed by Amazon to be debuting in 2021. Though there is no evidence to support this, I don't know where they got this news from. Unfortunately, a lot of news sources continue to spread every single placeholder date that springs up, and it has been spreading. One of you guys even commented on my video I posted yesterday with this supposed release date. This is another placeholder date. I'll be the bearer of bad news and let you know that The Doors of Stone, it's not gonna release in 2021. Sorry to destroy your happiness. I feel your pain. This has happened time and time again. I've seen over the years where books like The Thorn of Emberlane by Scott Lynch, or The Winds of Winter, or several other books that have yet to be published. Amazon will frequently put out dates because their system wants them to. This doesn't mean it has anything to do with reality, so just don't get your hopes up. A few months ago, a Redditor shared a much-needed PSA to the Kingkiller Chronicle subreddit, urging people not to pay attention to supposed release dates from Amazon, Goodreads, or any other book sites, as they are likely inaccurate. Now there's a large part of the Kingkiller fanbase that are rightfully impatient at the lack of news, and for how long it's taking Rothfuss to wrap up this series that has so many unresolved mysteries. Sometimes these fans lead to toxic levels of angry and impatient, and obviously if you fall for these release dates, it's going to leave you feeling disappointed and frustrated, which is just gonna lead you to be more angry at Rothfuss. So for all the articles that spread this misinformation of these release dates, it can actually do a lot of damage.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Rothfuss has been more open as of late in his Twitch live streams about his progress on The Doors of Stone. I made a whole video on everything we know about Book 3, as well as a video on the Sleeping Barrow Kings, which Pat revealed is the part he's working on right now. If you missed it, he gave us some new info about an undead king, Phaedra, the first king of Vintas. He goes on to show us a vintage halfpenny that he made with Shire Post Mint, depicting Phaedra in life on one side and Phaedra in death on the other. After making that video, Shire Post Mint actually sent me the new coin to my PO box, which was incredibly awesome. I even filmed an unboxing of it, but somehow I ended up losing the footage. Anyway, I'll have a link to the coin in the description. In a recent stream, he's admitted he's a perfectionist and has been reworking parts of the story to get it just right.
The problem is I wrote the whole thing, and then I worked on the first piece of it, turning it into The Name of the Wind for years, like years and years and years. And then we sold it to the publisher, and then I revised it more, and I didn't go on and change the rest of the book. And then I worked on Wise Man's Fear for a long time, and there were a ton of problems with it. And it didn't match up with the first book anymore in a lot of places because I changed so much and improved it, and characters had been added and character stories had been developed and expanded on. So then I had to do all of that. Plus I was a better writer then, so I really fleshed things out and did a bunch of stuff. You know, a lot of it was written so long ago, I was not as good a writer, you know, and even the parts of it that are good writing didn't match up with the parts of the book that I had changed to make the story function better.
He had a version of it done before ever publishing, but being a brand new writer, he didn't realize how much would need to be reworked and changed after publishing the first two books. But he said that recently he's been able to move forward and finally is getting his life sorted out so that he can go back and approach writing with the joy that he used to feel. Rothfuss and many other big-time authors unfortunately frequently have to deal with harassment, and I'm sure the pressure and the toxic sides of the community definitely do nothing to help get the book finished faster. In fact, these are probably some of the biggest reasons why it's still not finished. Now, I'm not blindly defending Rothfuss either, because honestly, I think it's kind of ridiculous for an author who originally said he had all 3 books written, and now it's been 10 plus years, and the 3rd book is still not out. Like, dude, I get that it needs a lot of revisions, but over 10 years of revisions? When popular authors don't finish their series or they take a really long time, at some point it does feel like they are sort of just living off of their fame, and no longer feel the motivation and the healthy amount of pressure that's needed to create art and make a living. And I also assume they're not making their publishers too happy. Now, I also just posted a video yesterday going over whether authors like Rothfuss or Martin owe us the end of their series. And this is something I'm actually kind of mixed on, so make sure to watch that video if you want to know my thoughts. Like a few of you suggested in my last video, maybe Pat knows that after publishing the 3rd book, he won't be as relevant anymore. Anyway, even if you are impatient, even if you are angry, it's never okay to harass an author or send death threats. It's not okay to do that to anyone, and it's sad that actually needs to be said. So it doesn't look like he's got a projected release date in mind, so we probably shouldn't either. I imagine it's still gonna take some time. Now, it is encouraging that he has been working on it and being more open to talking about it recently, so that does bring me hope that maybe we will see it in the next few years. He's also said several times before that if there's any news for the release date, that he himself will announce it either on his blog or on Twitter. So this lets us know that we shouldn't believe any dates unless you're hearing it directly from him. Otherwise, you're just gonna get your hopes up and then have them crash and burn. Now, I realize the title of this video might seem a bit clickbaity, but I was almost gonna make a video on this back in 2020 because I had so many messages from people telling me that, oh hey, don't you know The Doors of Stone is coming out soon? And I decided not to because I didn't want to make a super clickbaity video, but it's been happening again a lot. I've been getting a ton of messages, and I just wanted to clear it up for those fans that maybe don't go on the Reddit page and don't see that these placeholder dates happen all the time. So just remember to not trust placeholder dates and to just wait for Rothfuss to announce it. And let me know in the comments how many more years you think it's going to be until The Doors of Stone is released. Personally, I do feel a little bit more hopeful now that Rothfuss has been speaking about it more. I think maybe it could be coming in the next couple years, but I think it is best just to keep your hopes on the down low.